can't. I'm not here to. I ain't here to make nobody mind for him or to convince a nigga. I ain't trying to sell nobody a car. Don't buy this motherfucker.
After driving around for miles and driving around for many hours, this lot is the best lot that I could find at the time for Dominion to make an attempt at the fastest FPV RC car to reach 100 miles per hour on the internet, documented, of course. Okay, this is how it's going to go. The plan is to stay straight, and if there are any issues, such as Dominion not having enough time to stop before the end of the road, then I believe it is in this area where Dominion will land. If Dominion travels in a straight path and can't stop in time and doesn't land in this area, then I believe that it is a high possibility that Dominion will most likely make it to this area, which will be a bad place to land, especially if Dominion is inoperative, because this area is a street of an industrial park that is active. Now this area is what I consider as the safe zone area. If anything goes wrong, I plan on steering Dominion in this area because this area is filled with sand and it will soften the blow of impact if anything goes wrong. This is the intended path for the runway. This is the area of the starting point. Yep, that's right. All the way back there. Okay, here's a few things I would like to point out about Dominion before we start. In order for Dominion to successfully complete this run, I would have to be extremely gentle with the acceleration inputs on this entire run, which means from the launch point to the finish point, and also in between these 2 points, I must not make any quick increases to the acceleration. And that is because on 6S, even with the larger gear, doesn't appear that it slowed down the torque and acceleration, not in the least bit. Although a larger gear will slow down the acceleration and increase the top speed, it's most certainly not noticeable of any changes to the acceleration or torque on this build. So basically what that means is I'm not certain that this pavement will be long enough to support this run, because I can't even start off with a fourth of the throttle, let alone a half of the throttle, so that I can reach 100 miles per hour within this distance. Okay, enough talking, let's go. Okay, after every pass, I will replay the footage through the FPV view. For those who are new to this, that is the view through my DJI Goggles 2 that I use to view the RC car so that I can control the RC car. And by the way, disregard the low megabyte video transfer. I have directional antennas on my goggles too, and I'm literally pointing my head down towards the ground. I have a tendency of lowering my head when I'm concentrating on driving this car at high speeds. Okay, so let's analyze this. At this point, I'm around a little bit more than a fourth of throttle, not at the halfway point, just a little bit more than a fourth of throttle. I have been very gentle with the acceleration inputs, even from when I launched the car. Anyone who drives an FPV RC car through goggles most certainly knows that the quickest way to have anxiety is to have your RC car pop a wheelie at a 90-degree angle while the nose of your car is pointing towards the sky, with the speed of the car traveling at nearly 70 miles per hour. Typically, an FPV RC car owner would not travel half the speed of 70 miles per hour, let alone pop a wheelie at nearly 70 miles per hour. The challenging part isn't the speed, because I have full control of the car and it handles perfectly. The challenging part is popping the wheelie at that speed. Although I have mastered driving this car perfectly and I am extremely comfortable with driving this car at any speed. However, popping a wheelie at nearly 70 miles an hour is equivalent to driving down the highway at highway speeds at 70 miles an hour and taking your eyes off the road. It's the same, it's equivalent. I have goggles on, I'm looking at the sky, it's no difference. Another 90-degree angle wheelie aiming towards the sky. Take a second and think about how much ground Dominion is covering, traveling 70 miles an hour with a wheelie facing towards the sky. Even nanoseconds, I'm covering a nice amount of ground. So there's two factors at play. It takes a great amount of skill to properly land this RC car that's traveling at 70 miles an hour pointing towards the sky so that it won't crash when I land it. If you're traveling 70 miles an hour pointing towards the sky, even nanoseconds, you're covering a nice amount of distance, let alone seconds. So when I do land the RC car, I don't know if I have traveled to the extent of the pavement or not. Aw, isn't the sky just so beautiful? Well, not so beautiful when you're driving an FPV RC car with goggles on. I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking laws of physics. It must be the wind speed that is causing this. Although what you're stating is logical, however, for this circumstance, it doesn't apply. This only occurs when I increase the acceleration to a certain extent. So it's still laws of physics, it's just that the force of wind isn't what is creating this issue. It's the weight balance and the twisting force. Those two elements are the culprit. Dominion has a significant amount of weight towards the rear of the vehicle, along with a larger motor producing more torque which is more twisting force, so weight balance will shift towards the rear as the increase of acceleration occurs, thus making the car pop a wheelie. So once again, I pop a wheelie at speeds of nearly 70 miles per hour, somewhere around 67, 68 miles per hour. And at this point, my view is obscured. As you can see, due to obscurity, I'm not able to determine if Dominion is at the end of the road or not. And as soon as I was able to control the car and land the car properly, recovering from the wheelie, after Dominion recovered from the wheelie, according to my editing software, from the point of recovery to the point of the end of the road was measured at 580 milliseconds, which is equivalent to approximately a half of a second. So I have a half of a second to stop Dominion before Dominion takes a nosedive into the safe zone. Making an abrupt sharp turn at these speeds will be illogical. So to avoid making a sharp turn with the intention of being on pavement, I decided to make the nosedive into the safe zone. As you can see, I immediately lost video communication. I call it the safe zone because it will lessen the impact of the collision. However, there isn't a true way to have 0% damages or 100% protection traveling at these speeds. Let's take a look at the damages. Based off a visual inspection of damages, it appears that the wing mount, lights, buzzer, some wiring, the FPV system, the FPV mount, and the GoPro Hero 11 mount is damaged. The RC car itself, Dominion, still works properly. However, when I assess the damages in totality, I will make a video of the damages, and you will also be invited to come watch me repair Dominion. Dominion can reach the speed of 60 miles per hour within 3 seconds and speeds of 70 miles per hour before using half throttle. I presume that Dominion can reach the speed of approximately 150 miles per hour easily. So it's not up for questioning if Dominion can reach 100 miles per hour. The only challenge is keeping the front end of this RC car planted throughout the process. And my solution is, I'm not going to put a wing on the front. I am going to apply more weight to the front. So stay tuned for videos of Dominion's repairs and redesigns. Wait. Stop. You might have forgot to hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification button.